Now the kicker, Brandon McManus, about ready to get us started. And we are underway from Mexico City. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage. There by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
At their own 26-yard line.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. They're just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll try and run here with Swift. He needed a yard. That's exactly what he got. Earns him a new set of downs. Didn't get it by much, but bottom line got the first down. Avoiding that 3 and out. How vital is that on the first drive?
To me, it's like the first round of a boxing match. You know, it may not mean much right then and there, but you'd rather not lose it, right? So you want to go ahead and get it, kind of establish something early, and hope it can carry through.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Here's 2nd and 7. Swift going to try up the middle. And only a couple for him there as the tackle is made at the 42.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
To throw, Williams. He's got his target. That's complete. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle is made at the Packers' 42. 15 yards there on the catch and run. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. They will run straight ahead with Swift. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Now, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Here's a handoff to Swift. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
To throw, it's Williams. He'll try and do this himself. And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. They'll go. Here's Williams. He'll try to do it himself. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Bears tried it on 4th down, unable to convert. And on the opening drive of the afternoon, the defense forces a turnover on downs. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42.
Red, 38, red, cycle.
Throwing, Love. Now he'll tuck this and run. This complete to the tight end, Tucker Kraft. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Black shot.
Love. Got his man, that's Luke Musgrave. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That's a good guys have him on the move on 1st down.
You didn't know that I talked to him yesterday on the phone. He told me, man, we talked. He told me.
He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he's going to be brought down on double D in the final play of this 1st quarter. We're scoreless after 1.
Hey, no, he wants to talk. He wants to say something.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Again, it's Love. Now he's going to step up and run.
Let's see.
Tucker Kraft, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Packers push the first one to the line as they take the lead here in the 2nd quarter. Extra point from McManus is good. And that makes the score 7-0. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick away.
Goddamn. Young and the Restless, Man Edition.
And this return will come to a quick end as he's belted at the end of the half. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And drive it started last time. Went for it on 4th. Didn't get it.
With the defense, because anytime anyone goes for a fourth down,
You said what, nigga?
as a defense, you can't stop us. We don't think that you can.
Trying to talk.
When you actually do, that may put a little dent in the confidence of the offense the next time they hit the field.
We'll see if they can bring that pride in the offense this go around.
Sometimes it's designed, but sometimes you just have to know when to
Hey, you got real life beefs in this motherfucker, my nigga. God damn.
plays when you get on the run and we're still accurate throwing the football.
Everybody's stabbing the back of it.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up with a 1st and 10.
Sheesh.
Here's Williams.
Niggas got better beefs out here, boy.
He'll get this into the hands of Swift once again. And he'll be taken down.
My nigga got better beefs.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift. Good convergence there defensively. Only a yard, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
To the air, Williams. He's got the Michigan man, Colston Loveland. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 28. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Williams going to look to throw again. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
From the gun, here's Williams. Oh, Drew's wide open. It's complete. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Swift going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
At the Packers' 5-yard line.
Throwing is Williams. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They're putting together a drive here in the final minutes of the half, but the coverage has been tight all game long, and they certainly want to keep them off the scoreboard here.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. And they just did not get the snap away in time. Well, you got to think, Charles, that one's on the quarterback as everybody was up at the line of scrimmage. He just didn't call for the snap in time.
Yeah, I think he needs a little bit better awareness out there because you got to know when the clock's in single digits and either snap it or get a timeout called if you have one.
They'll look to throw for it with Williams. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Cairo Santos for the Bears field goal.
Santos' kick is up and through. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing at the break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try to plan a comeback.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Here we go.
Just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this. They will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jaden Reed, 71 yards. And the Packers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. McManus's point after is good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Shreds him with a stiff arm. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it down by 2 scores. Now he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Any questions of how they'd approach this drive were answered right there. They come out throwing, and they get a nice pickup here toward the end of the first half.
First and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. Into space at the 45. Still going inside the 20. And he's going to get this all the way down to the 2 before he's wrestled out. A big play there just before halftime. 58 yards.
Oh, man, disappointment that he couldn't finish that off in the end zone. What an effort there, doing all he can to get to the pylon, and he's going to wind up out of bounds just short. But a huge play there, going to set him up with 1st and goal from very short range.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. They'll run with the Rutgers man, Kyle Monunga. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Good work there, holding them out on 1st down, and this is going to be a battle down here on the goal line. Can they hold their ground for 2, maybe even 3 more plays?
They'll run with Swift. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. DeAndre Swift as the first half is winding down. And the Bears are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Now Love. Now this aired out deep for Reed. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Packers. Jaden Reed in the final seconds of the first half. And the Packers will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Let's go now. Black, 95, Black Ultra. Set.
Love throwing for it. Now he'll tuck this and run. And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good. Maybe time for one play on offense. 7 seconds to go in the half as the kick is away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. So it's the Packers set to receive the kick. They've got the lead as well as we are underway in the third quarter. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And a nice return, but he's going to pay for it as they knock him down hard at the end. Love and the Packers now with a 1st and 10 at their 38. To pass, here's Jordan Love. Going for the deep ball. And this is caught inside the 5. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Matthew Golden, 62 yards. And the Packers come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the third quarter.
Bears 9. Brendan McManus to kick off for Green Bay.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a less than desirable return as he's out of bounds at the 15-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive.
Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
So a little bit of a stiffer challenge now. 1st and 15 following the delay of game.
Now a carry for Swift.
And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line.
Devontae Wyatt there for the stop. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it by throwing the football and hope to have success through the air.
Looking to throw is Williams.
And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
They'll run here with Monangai. And he'll take this forward only up to about the 7. And no move to get the offense off the field. Despite failing once, they're going to go again here on 4th down. They're going to try and throw. He rifles complete. Caught by Moore. But they're going to wrap him up as he'll go down well short of a first. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line.
Yellow, 43.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. And that is incomplete. Now the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
Let's go now. Yellow, 22. Blaster, 6. Ready.
To throw now, here's Love. This will be caught just inside the 10.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Striker, 3.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and
Here's Love.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. And the Packers are going to have 1st and goal coming up as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 2.
first down.
Going back to Love.
He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. 2 yards on the touchdown there. And the Packers are able to add on to that lead.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Takes the score. Packers 34. Bears 9.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
They're on 17-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense.
Off the bootleg, it's Williams. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Here's Monangai. And he stopped immediately there.
Nate Hobbs there to bring him down. Now a 2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and 10. At the 36-yard line.
To throw, it's Williams.
Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The Bears on the move. They've got another 1st down.
Well, still in the 3rd quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Second and 12 at the 46-yard line.
To throw, Williams. Now pass complete to Moore. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Here is 3rd down and 4. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They'll go. Here's Williams. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
8-yard pickup. 1st down, Chicago.
To throw once more. Here's Williams. And that one knocked away and incomplete. Nice job defensively on what will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Mexico City. It's Bears football, but they trail on the scoreboard as we get set to bring you the 4th quarter. Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. Pass caught by Burden. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he backs it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
Ready.
Following the interception, Love. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
1st down and goal to go.
Red, cycle. Down. Blaster, 6, black 40. Ready.
Love. Touchdown, Packers. Matthew Golden. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers have sewn this one up as they add to their lead here in the 4th. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. Now McManus for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. Solid stiff arm. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting 1st downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it. At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
The Bears on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be 3rd and 15. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
What is going on?
On the ground, it's Monangai. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Here now, 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line.
Here's Williams. That's downfield. He's got Loveland. And this is going to result in another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 44-yard line.
First down, Bears.
What is up?
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Working out of the gun, Williams. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and that'll make it 2nd down.
2nd and 6.
They'll run. Monangai. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
And it's 3rd down.
What is up?
To the air, Williams. That is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Now this aired out deep for Reed. And that is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Ball hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Love now. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up.
Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. And the Bears will have solid field position here as they take over at the 45-yard line.
Result of the play is a turnover on downs.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Throwing is Williams. That's caught. The tight end Loveland with it.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds left to go.
Looking to throw is Williams. He'll look middle here and get it to Odunze.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. They'll look to throw again.
Williams looking to do it himself.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It looks like a loss of right around 11 there on first down to set him back on second.
We all know he's one of the better quarterbacks in the league, but definitely not today. His team trailing by multiple touchdowns, and a late sack, just a parting gift from the defense for him to take back to the locker room with him.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
Finding more on the out route for the completion.
And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7.
Well, this game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So that'll do it for my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say adios from Mexico City.
Act your age, ain't just the barbers where you catch a fade. Face covered, cutting through your garden like a masquerade. Before I catch your L up, catch a plane. I probably f*** you before I f*** your chain. Switch it up, it's rap, pixie dust. Money ain't to us, broski went and